Okay, welcome back. So today, what are we painting? Well, I have a few things I could do here. I really want to do the background and get it down so I can start adding more layers to everything and then eventually do my pencil work, but I have the slightest issue of my background colors. It's going to be the darker parts of the Onix. And because I want it to match, really, I want to go back and I'm going to do some of the shadowing on the Onix first. Now I'm going to shadow the Onix with watercolor, and I do plan to touch it up more with color pencil later, but for now we're going to be putting down that watercolor layer. And you can probably expect the pencil later, because I like the paper nice and dry for that. But if we finish up our boy here, we might be able to go back and do a little more on the picture after. So, first, test my color in the margins, nice and dark. Now, you might remember me mentioning how Onix, I found out he does not have a tongue. Just kind of has a rocky mouth chasm, I guess. I mean, it makes sense. Just never really thought of it. I thought his tongue was like gray, but he just has like a void. And that looks, I think, pretty good. I think that's why I'm on a lot of my darker looking like. So, one thing you have to consider when doing this is your light source, where you have it coming from in the picture, not literally. But I use my literal light source like the picture's light source. It is coming from this angle behind them, so we're going to get a lot more deep shadowing. But before I go and I start doing the face, I want to get more warmed up. So I'm going to come down and we're going to start with the tail. Now you might be picking up some ambient noise from outside, so I'm going to put the music just a bit higher. Here, hopefully that's not too loud for you. Oh, look at that. I already like that. Now, some of these I left because I mean to paint them like part ways, like to show the texture and the rise, like that one there. And then I'm gonna get this, testing my margins, and I'm gonna go and just see when it starts doing that. You get a little more water. There we go. It's spreading out nice now. Just blotch it where you want it when it does like that. We'll add one more layer to our darkest spot. And then, I'm going to start with this part of the tail. A little more than I would have wanted there, but it's going to look good. And my light's coming from here, so. Wow, and I might have to do, I want the background this to be the light spot. I might have to do that background a few times. I might layer in quite a few different colors to get the effects I want with it, really. But already this is taking our little guy here and making him a lot more three-dimensional. Wow. I cannot believe. You see how I twirl it? That helps you get a nice point on your pen. Get the excess water out, so you don't have a lot of bleeding. Now see, this one, I kind of made these shapes to reflect what I wanted out of the picture. some of it I plan to freestyle a bit. This has a nice earthy tone to it. I think I'm going to go back here, get this a little bit. I don't want to get around the lines. I want the edges to be darker than the points, you know? Yeah. Oh, that's getting me super excited. Again, like Brock's Pokemon, I am rock hard for battle. You know, I rather like Brock myself. See, I saw the cartoon before I played the games though, so it was kind of funny to then be like, oh, I gotta kick his ass. Is he gonna be my friend? No? Kicked his ass though. You hear a lot of people say, it's like, oh, what starter you choose, it makes the game harder because of Brock. And it's like, dude, Brock's easy. Fire, I don't know what they're talking about, but Fire always seemed pretty effective against freaking rocks to me. I'm watching a lot of those Nuzlocke videos, and I understand when they're doing, like, oh, I gotta try to beat this game within this amount of time or something. It's like, it's different, but if you could just level up. I think a lot of that only changes at the serious competitive level, though. Okay, so I got the tail here done, and it looks pretty good to me. So I got this really precarious area here. I might, I'll see, normally I'd go over here, and then, like, work my way back, but I don't want my hand to be going over it. So I think I'm gonna, tackle the Dawn fan in the room. See how I'm choking down on there because I'm really into it. This tape seems to be helping me. Let me know if you like the, well, you can't really see it, but it's giving me a border. Get some light spots as if the flames are lighting it up a bit. Oh, wow, yeah. And again, the whole time, before I put anything down, I'm looking at where my light is coming from. And wherever the darkest area is, I usually start with that. Yeah, look at that. And look, on this one rock, you have so many tones already. Don't think I forgot about the rock tomb either. That's gonna look really good. I'm loving this fucking segment though. Sorry, this freaking segment. Frick. I said frick. This frickin'. Frick off, Fricky. I want to see a Pokemon game set in Sunnyvale Trailer Park. The thing is, would Randy have Pokemon, or would he himself be a Pokemon? Kind of gets used a lot. He'd probably just be a Pokemon. Like a Snorlax or something. Fucking cheeseburger walrus. There is a Trailer Park Boys mobile game, and I mean, it's okay. It's a little, like, you get bored of it real quick, though. There is actually quite a bit of costumes to it, though. It's entertaining for a little bit. There's not a lot there, like a lot of mobile games, though, unless you start pouring money into it. And, like, some of the stuff, I wonder, who's going to pour money into this? I always imagine just some, like, Arab guy who has a lot of money, and he's like, oh, yes, I am #1 on Clash of Clans, 4 years running. Here's another $100 in rupees. Clash of Clans is fun, though. Okay, oh, I got past the bad part, and look at that shadowing, bro. Oh, I mean, like, if I was joking before, I'm not now. It's like I need some more water. See how my color is kind of blotching and not spreading? And I was pulling at the paper and making it a little pulpier than it needs to be, so. This is one of those spots where I had inference for myself, I guess that's the word. There's fucking something right here. It's actually kind of bothering me, but until there's no like environmental noise, I'm just gonna leave it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So when it's really light like this is when I like to go and make the minor strokes. Make the dirty marks. Where you make them look gritty. When you want to add as little color as possible. As a commercial. I did not account for commercials. You know, that's the thing. YouTube might not like me saying this, but they're always trying to sell you YouTube Premium. I have a friend, and he bought YouTube Premium because he likes to listen to ASMR music and he don't like commercials. He still had to skip commercials. Like, it reduces the amount of commercials, but you still have them, like, between videos and whatnot. So you pay to not have commercials and still have to deal with commercials. And it's like, what, $120 a year or something? That doesn't really seem worth it to me when there's so much free stuff on YouTube. Well, you're not even getting more. They're offering you something you don't really get. If I don't get accepted into the partnership program, this exact video is probably why it's this moment right here. It's not all the fucked up stuff I covered on the channel. No, it's this. It's me saying that they rip you off with the premium service. It's so bad, I won't be surprised if they were owned by Disney. You know, something with Disney too. They have this Disney bundle. You get like Disney, Hulu, ESPN. The thing is, you actually end up paying more. It's like 3 cents. It's like a penny per thing because they have individual bundles that are like whatever 99 and you pay the rounded up for the Disney one. So they tell you to get this bundle and save, but you actually pay 3 cents more than if you would just buy all 3 subscriptions separately. Oh, don't be telling them that, Joe. And now they're going to take it down. You know, I'm imitating Mickey Mouse. This isn't copyrighted. This is all me, baby. Alright, now that I'm past the part that, the clincher, as we call it, I'm really starting to enjoy painting this Onix. See, I didn't like I really didn't like how a lot of he looked. What am I, Scottish? I didn't really like how he looked a lot until now, because he's getting that, like, boom, you know, that pop. The thing is, with Pokemon sprites, like, when I played Crystal growing up, he looked 3D to me. I mean, those sprites are great. It really shows, like, how much they accomplished with, I mean, little fucking sprites on a Game Boy screen. Empowerment music. Don't know why I said that. Sometimes I just say things. You know, I was thinking of K-pop Demon Hunters, and how it's like Lord. It's just like music where like some chick yelled, "Ah, ah, ah, I got lost in the forest. I got my horse with no porridge, going whoa, oh, oh, oh." That's what I hear. And then, like, you know, people, they swing their hands and they feel empowered and they dance around like, this is about me. And, you know, if that's you, whatever, at least you're happy. It's kind of odd to me, though. Another one of those spots where I had the dark spots, where I had the lines so I'd know where to put darkness. See, this part is kind of confusing because it looks like part of him, but it is not. I'm not going to be tricked. It wasn't as light as I wanted it, so I went up there, get a little off, got some more water, and boom, and I spread it all around. Looks about how I want it now. I think I'm going to darken this one up, though, because it barely looks like it's gray at all. Okay, now we get to the weird earthworm segment they start adding later on. Mine is a little shaped like a rupee. I kind of wish I would have made it bigger. I'm sure this isn't the last time in my life I am going to draw Onix. This is one of those ones I was really unsure about it the whole time, but now I don't know, I'm feeling pretty confident now, you know? There we go, that's what I want. See, I start where I want it darkest, so it kind of it's lighter towards the tip where I want it to be lighter. Bazinga, like she said. The bazinga. That's cool. I'm just going to add a little bit to right here. Wow. It looks so earthy. I'm going to go with that. Color really changes as it dries, though. Okay. Now we're getting to the big show. One of those times I felt nervous, I walked away. I jumped around a bit and I calmed my mind. Had a carrot. I found out recently, I don't know how much I believe this, but they were claiming that the whole, you know, like rabbits eating carrot things, that came from Bugs Bunny. I don't remember who, but it was when he's pretending to be a doctor. He was copying some famous actor at the time who happened to be eating a carrot when he did that. And people at the time understood that, but as the reference became more obscure over time, people just associated carrots with rabbits, and they were saying how like carrots are really bad for rabbits. Which my cousin used to have a rabbit, and she fed it a shit ton of carrots. You know, shouldn't, I guess, base knowledge off cartoons. When my son was born, I was trying to get Ipecac because I thought you needed it in case your baby swallowed something so it doesn't get poisoned, and then people were looking at me weird, and half the people didn't understand what I was asking for, and the only people who understood were old, and they told me, you don't do that anymore. I'm like, well, I've seen it in Tom and Jerry. I thought it was just like, you know, oh, you had a baby, here's some bottles and some Ipecac, and It's that one or that little girl, she keeps threatening Tom, you do what I want, or I'm gonna make you drink this and makes you vomit. The little girl is freaking horrible. The sad thing is she's like projecting. Tom and Jerry was a little brutally honest, though, at times. Gently around his hand. Oh, man. Again, I'm rotating the paper so my hand's not going over the spots that are wet that I've just worked on. And so I can have more comfortable, shorter strokes instead of having to, like... And you wear yourself out, you're gonna be more or less likely to mess your stuff up. I think we're about ready to start his face. Oh man, am I nervous. I think I'm definitely going to at least try to cut around the horn when I do the shadowing for this one. Yeah, some stuff like those lines, like normally I wouldn't do that, but it was so consistent in every rendition that I felt it needed to be in there as part of the character, really. Okay. Whew. Let's go to his bottom jaw. Yeah, stop and check. I think someone got stuck in the field. We have, it used to be a road, but it got washed out. And people in cars that cannot make it think they can make it all the time. Sometimes they are in cars that can make it, but they just, they don't know how to drive them to make it, you know what I'm saying? Onix looks so sad. I think I just need to touch up his muzzle, really. Is that a good term? What would you call that part of his face? Maw? No, his maw's inside the cave. She's like, Onix, are you tormenting that friggin' Charmander? I told you to leave him alone. I guess his maw would be a Steelix. Well, can Steelix evolve in the wild? You know, he needs that metal jacket. I think he looks pretty good. Definitely don't want to start on the background now. And see, like I said, I'm going to touch him up a bit with colored pencils. Really stopping and contemplating the background now. I guess I could do the sky parts. I kind of want to save those though. Yeah, screw it. Let's start with the sky. Yeah, background. Let's do background. I just can't decide. Question is, do I want it brown? If I had some brown, would be a good time to go in here and just add a little bit of. Yeah, I like that. I don't know what I was doing, but this is what I'm doing now. I'm thinking I might want to do some of it brown and some of it gray. I don't know. I'm going to start with what I know I want to be brown. Just work my way around it, you know? Forgot to put a line here. So I'm going to just paint that right now and then go back and get it in a minute. So I don't want to do it when it's wet. It'll bleed out too much. I just keep going literally till I run out of color. So that makes it easier to blend it later. Especially in areas like that where you get a little bit in, a little goes a long way. And it might be hard for you to even see what I'm spreading anymore, but I mean, there's hints of it there. That'll be our little secret. The blended spots end up becoming pretty dark when they meet. I really wanted to make it dark. I'd get another one on. I'd start over here. This is more water because I just want it to blend more. I don't want it to look blotchy. See, that really like tampers it down. See, I'm really unsure about a lot of what I'm doing right now, but when it works out, that's when you feel good. I have a lot of residual color on the paper. He wants to be like his grandpa. It's one of those times I could switch my paintbrush, but I get in this bad habit of I'm so comfortable with what I have and the limits of what it can do that, you know, it's like if you're doing something one way every day and it gets down to it, do you want to go with something you want to risk that you don't do as much? It's one of those times when like I'd take it and I'd start practicing. I'm really loving how this floor is turning out. See, I'm going to start actually outside the margin here with this one. Bleed it in. Ends up being mostly water. Anyways. But when I actually do have color and I come back, I help it spread around. Messed up a little bit right there, almost let it get too dry. What I'm going to do there, get more water, more color outside my margins, and I'm going to come back up over here. When I bring it down, it'll blend it. There we go. I think we got our flat little ground there. Yeah, some color to those pebbles, but that'll probably be something I do later. Now I should do the top up there a little bit. See, I start over there, and it's going to naturally be getting lighter this way because that is where our light source is coming from. I really don't like this little piece right there. I really opened myself up. You have to color as little as possible. And now I got a nice layer with that. Yeah, I can start on some of these rocks. And to be honest, the rocks are making me really nervous. What I'm going to do right now is just try to get a base layer down on them. Kind of like I did with Onix yesterday. Because now he stands out pretty nice, I would say. He does, but he doesn't. You know, it's like figure-wise he does, but color-wise. That's the thing. Again, I want him to feel like he's part of the environment, the rocks in there. That's something I think we forget, is that Pokemon are made up of their environment, like animals. That's why I kind of like a lot of these regional forms. Like the Rattata or the Hisuian Rowlet. Well, I guess it's Decidueye. I can't be the only one that ends up calling like final forms by their first form a lot of the time. Sometimes I end up liking the regional one more than the original. Again, with the Decidueye. Again, I'm not really... I mean, I did a little bit there. I am thinking about where I dump my paint, but I'm not concentrating too heavily on getting it shadowed at the moment. I'm pretty convinced some of this is going to be outside the margin, but I still want to color it. Because again, I like my art to be bigger than the frame. Bigger than what I see and I imagine. Much like when you take a photo. The birds sound nice today. See how I'm still trying to do some of these sections separately, because again, like with Onix, it's going to make it look more organic because they're going to have different textures, different marbling. I want to go and darken him up a bit since I had gray. This one piece looked a little off to me. There. Looks a little better to me now. A little harder to get. I messed up right there. I'll show you how to blend that in a second. Oh my gosh, hate that. I just determined how dark all that part has to be now. Again, you want to blend away from it. And if I even try doing it right now, I'm going to oversaturate, so that's just something I'm going to have to keep an eye out for later when I'm trying to fix it and add shadowing. I mean, there's pretty consistent shadowing right here, so if I just make this part darker, actually, I could probably afford to do that a little bit right now. I should probably have that area a little darker to begin with. Oh, that looks actually... May have just saved it a bit, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty sure this is all sky. Come up here, start outside my margin, work my way in. Sounds like Miss Kitty's hungry. Eating her needles because she's a kitten. It felt like holding a ball of needles. Does she poke you? Does she bite you? This is one of those times where I'm really starting to put too much water on the paper. So I'm probably gonna try to finish up my gray and give it a little break to dry off for a while before I try to add too much more to it. Probably be able to come back and do the sky now. Feel good about that. Probably do a light blue and just some light effects. I'm going to start in the corner and work my way up so it looks brighter. This is a part I was really concerned about looking like him earlier, so try to go a little lighter right here so it's easier to separate out it later. I'm going to do this one more time. There we go. Symbolism. Just blend. You see that little white spot? I think that's a good base layer. So, in this time, I'd say probably about 30 minutes when I cut all this out, we got all our shadowing on our Onix, except for the pencil shadowing we're going to do later. We got our nice background and our floor done, and some of the shadowing started on our rock tom. Personally, I think this one's turned out great. Make sure to let me know what you think. And if you want to see more, make sure to stick around, because I'm going to have these coming out pretty sporadically as I have time to work on it. And of course, I'll have more coming up with future paintings. Well, till next time, stay safe.